Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and this is a quick video to talk about what is happening on Windows 7, and at the same time I'll talk about how this is an indication that Windows 10 is a safer operating system overall. So Windows 7 is affected by a flaw. Google has disclosed this flaw this week. Early, like March 7th or 8th, around there. Google has, of course, talked about this flaw as a zero-day exploit for Windows 7. Now, it's a big flaw, but it seems to affect only the 32-bit version of Windows 7, first of all. They haven't seen any attacks done on Windows 7 64-bit version. But still, they are saying that from what I've read, it's not just 32-bit Windows 7 that could be affected, but it seems to be different on the 64-bit version. Now, Google actually has said that it's not a bad idea to go to Windows 10, and Microsoft for a long time has been saying that Windows 10 is safer than Windows 7. Now, there are moments, of course, where security flaws affected both Windows 7 and Windows 10. There's a reason for that. There's still a lot of the core of Windows that is kind of shared with Windows 7. I mean, they didn't rewrite 100% of the code for Windows 10. They wrote a big chunk of it that is new. They've changed the way that Windows 10 actually works with software and how it is able to actually isolate processes in a way that will make it safer than Windows 7. So Windows 10 is no doubt safer than Windows 7 in many respects because of the way that it was designed. Some people will say, yeah, but I've seen flaws in Windows 7 that affected Windows 10. Absolutely true. There are some of those that do affect all the versions of Windows together. And that's when it actually hits the common core, the common files and the common processes that are still within Windows 10 that was in Windows 7, and some of the core is even older than that sometimes in Windows 10. But there are a lot of mitigation in place in Windows 10 to prevent. So a lot of the flaws might be actually more of a problem on Windows 7 and easier to exploit in Windows 7 than sometimes it could be on Windows 10 due to the nature of how Windows 10 was been built. So, even Google said this week, yeah, I think you guys should move on to Windows 10. It's a good idea. And, more and more as we go through, and, we're still in the last year. If you plan to go to Windows 10, do it. I think it's a great idea. It's a way to also stay safer. It is demonstrated in the past few years that, Windows 10 tends to be safer in general than Windows 7, and that it's a good idea for security to be on a more modern operating system, of course. And so I think it's pretty cool, and even for Google zero-day exploit, even the team at Google that is working on all of this and finding all the bugs and flaws, they kind of say that Windows 10 in general is safer. And for example, in this security flaw affecting Windows 7, that same file, the same system exists on Windows 10, but Google says there's some kind of mitigation that prevents Windows 10 from actually being exploited by that same flaw. So you see that it means changes to the core of Windows 10 for this. So that's one thing. For those on Windows 7 wondering about the flaw, what they can do, it's unfixed and unpatched right now. And what we think is that Microsoft will actually issue a patch for it on Patch Tuesday. So if you're on Windows 7, especially the 32-bit version, make sure that you apply the next Patch Tuesday updates that will come this Tuesday, March the 12th. So check that out, because it means that it's going to probably fix that flaw in Windows 7 for you guys. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.